Hey everyone, my name is Michy and this is Michy's Craft Corner. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can be notified every time I upload. Today I want to talk about exactly how I started my business. A few years ago, I started seeing signs and I keep feeling this urge that I need to do something other than my 9 to 5. I do have a 9 to 5. So I started seeing all these ads for starting a business. I see people making shirts with crickets everywhere I looked. And I said, you know what? I think this is what I should be doing. So I started looking into it. I bought all the machines. I did all of the things because I wanted to give it a try. At first, I just wanted to try it out as a hobby. But then I said, no, this is more than a hobby. This needs to be my business. So I started looking into how to start a business in Pennsylvania, where I'm located right now. And actually, they make it really easy. In the website, the official website for Pennsylvania, there is a checklist. There's all the information that you need to register. And it doesn't matter what kind of business you start in, whether it's corporate, sole proprietorship, um, LLC, whatever, they have it. They have all the information. So I went through the checklist, I read everything, and I registered my business by myself. I almost hired a company that registers businesses, but it cost a few $100s. And at that time, I did not have a few $100s just to register my business, especially after I saw how easy it is to do it myself here in Pennsylvania. I'm specifically talking about Pennsylvania. I don't know how it is anywhere else. So I recommend going into the website and checking it out yourself to see if it's easy for you guys to do it without having to hire anybody. I'm not telling you how to start. I'm just telling you how I started my business. So take everything that I'm saying with a grain of salt. And disclaimer, I'm not giving any legal advice. I'm not giving any financial advice just in case. I'm just telling you how I started. So I did everything. I got an EIN through the IRS, which is very easy to do. It's not hard at all. And I took off from there. I started selling locally, like to friends and family. Then I said, no, I want to expand, but I wanted to dip my toes in. I didn't want to start selling stuff without actually knowing what I'm doing. So after a lot of practice and making things for families and friends and family and friends buying from me, I started Instagram and I started posting on there how I make it and things like that, like the shirts. That's how I started. And then people started following very slowly. Um, I was stuck on double digits for a very, very long time, which I expected it. I didn't expect to blow up out of nowhere. I wanted to dip my toes and, like I said, slowly get into it. So after having the shirts down, like the process down pat, I started looking into drinkware and I started making cups. I started, I just kept adding to the list, adding to the list. So I started from shirts to hoodies to tumblers to mugs. Then I started making ornaments. That was a lot of fun. Ornaments. Then I went from that to start catering to businesses. So I don't know. I got, like I said, I keep getting signs and I started listening and I noticed that when I start listening to the signs that I keep getting, things happen. So I kept getting a sign saying, listen, you need to cater to businesses. So I started listening and I took advantage. Um, there was a business that was talking about like this event that they're gonna do and that they want to make shirts for them and things like that. And as I, of course, slipped into their DM and I said, hey, and it helped that I kind of knew the owner of the business. I said, hey, I actually make shirts and I can make them for you. And we started talking, and that was the biggest order I've ever made in my entire business life. It was a few hundred shirts and a few mugs, and I put in a little bonus in there for them too. And it was very successful. I was very happy. And from there, I started just moving on to the next businesses. And then I started talking because you have to talk about your business. Don't be afraid to talk. So I started talking about what I do and who I'm catering to, which is two different groups, individuals and businesses. So I noticed that there wasn't a lot of businesses that cater to other businesses in a personal level. And, like if you want something made, you just send them the image and then they make it and that's it. However it comes out, it comes out. And I said, no, I want to cater to businesses in a more personal level, and I want to help them create exactly what they want. I want to give them options. I want to help design because that's one of the things I love doing. I love designing. And that went so well. And it's all because I dedicated myself, I dedicated the time, the effort, blood, sweat, and tears to start catering to businesses. And I started making so many orders for businesses. I now offer wholesale, I offer bulk orders, and I have return customers that are businesses. And I help them with their launches. It's just something that I feel like not that many people, I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. Not that many people actually do. So I wanted to offer that because something a little bit more unique. And so now I have my two different groups of people that I cater to. So with that being said, um, to start a business is not easy. Like to register it, depending on the process in your state, it's not that hard. The hard part is to keep it going. It is very difficult. I'm not gonna sit here and just say, oh, it's so great. Everything is easy peasy. You barely have to do anything. It does take work. You have to post on social media because that's the world that we live in. You have to talk about your business, show what you do, join communities. That's what I did. That helped me a lot. Like it was totally by accident. Um, And I'm just so glad that I'm part of two different communities. Well, they're kind of intertwined, but two communities full of business owners that keeps me going because let me tell you, there's gonna be times that you're gonna say, yo, this is this isn't working for me. What am I doing? Oh my god, this is hard. But that's the part of it. That's what you're signing up for. It's not always gonna be easy. So keep going. And where I'm hoping to be in the near future is, of course, having more consistent sales. Um, Maybe branch out to another business. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I'm hoping to branch out. I'm hoping to grow. I'm hoping to go to a point where I become more than a sole proprietor. And I'm hoping to post here on YouTube to help businesses who business owners, should I say, that are like me and build a community of business owners that are not perfect and are proud of it, who was not trying to sound like everybody else, like I mentioned in my other video. And I'm hoping that I sell in other platforms as well. And I'm not going to talk about that here yet because I'm currently working on it. So if you have any questions, if you need anything, or if you want to vent, if you want to talk about anything, or if there's a subject that you want me to talk about next, please comment down below. I read all of the messages and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye.